Feeling very good. Sun shining, we're at Thruxton.
All smiles so far. Friday afternoon, sat in the sunshine, I'm all smiles. Let's hope we're all smiles come Sunday afternoon.
I'm feeling good, feeling in good shape. Isn't this lovely? Thruxton as a circuit, what's it like? Oh, well, it's a bit scary.
Thruxton is fast, that's what Thruxton's like. Fastest track in the country, I believe.
It's a bit fast, it's a bit bumpy.
Oh, Thruxton's great. You know, a lot of people potentially scared of it. I love it.
But it's a circuit I've actually quite enjoyed. It is definitely on the scary side. It's scarier than most because you just kind of hang on to the car. I don't think it's quite as critical on having a good engine. You need a good chassis around here as well. And also a large pair of braveries to make sure you're getting quick out the back. But I enjoy it, it's a great circuit.
It's really on the limit, you know, it's one of them places that kind of separates the men from the boys, certainly out the back, you know, when it's borderline flat. Yeah, I enjoy that kind of risk and reward element.
And you know, it's a ballsy track, no question. Noble, Goodwood and Church are three corners that, you know, if you get wrong, you're at risk of having a big accident.
If you get it wrong, it normally bites. We haven't been around here in the wet for quite a while, so at some point it's going to rain and it's going to make it entertaining.
Our first of two visits this season to Thruxton, to the UK's fastest circuit, as we get set for round 7 of the Kwik British Touring Car Championship.
It's good, obviously you want to be leading. Leading is good. Leading is good and bad, actually.
So going into this session, championship leader Tom Ingram, 0 seconds of hybrid use. So Tom Ingram goes into this really with a fight on his hands. Green flag is waved, and so the cars go out of the pit lane team by team by team. Car gods with Sicily Motorsport BMWs go, the Napa Racing UK Fords, operated by Motorbase. There is Jake Hill, who was in feisty form at both Donington and Brands, racing at Spa last week in historic, so he's got to get that out of his brain and modern day touring cars back in.
Yeah, interesting. Quite a lot of the front-wheel drive cars staying out to do a second warming up lap before they cross their tyres. Some cars are in the pits, notably the Accelerate cars of Tom Ingram, Chilton and Jack Butel.
Adam Morgan goes top briefly on a 16.6, but that's going to change. Jake Hill goes over the line and he does a 16.3, so that puts him to the top of the times. So that is Jake Hill going over the timing line, and Jake goes quickest, 1:15.387. Right, Tom Ingram is good to go. Now, where is the championship leader? 5th at the moment in the times. Right, next one to look for is Dan Camish, who is 6th, and he has done a personal best in the middle sector, a bit like Rowbottom.
Can he hook this last sector? He's using the last of his hybrid look across the line. And again, he doesn't improve. I'm just wondering whether the circuit's got a bit slower.
Jake Hill still the fastest. Tom Ingram's best lap is a 15.7, and that lap generates a 15.713. It's his best, but he stays 7th. Cook, Hill, Camish, Turkington, Sutton, Rowbottom, Plato, Ingram, Shedden, Jelly. That is the order at the moment, and very, very few improvements coming in sectors, so I think that order is going to hold. Now, Tom Ingram here, the championship leader, was looking spectacular, I should have said, rather than is.
I bought mate, you thought to start sector 1 to save these tyres.
Having a go, I think, in the first sector. Had that generated an improvement, he would have stayed at it, but he's down in sector 1, so he aborts the lap.
That is a good feeling to have, to be leading the way. It does come with its penalties in the sense that gone are the days of carrying a baby elephant in the passenger seat, so we have to have a reduced amount of hybrid deployment.
Let's just look at the order then. Josh Cook tops qualifying at Thruxton. Josh Cook ahead of Jake Hill and Dan Camish.
Well done, boys. Take that.
All right.
Well done, mate.
Cheers, Gav. Well done, mate. You got a wheel gun and stuff, yeah? Yeah. Got safeties. We need stuff for a fuel sample as well. Yeah, you take them, I'll take these. Off we go. Just waiting on the cars to be released from Park Fermi, and then there's a few scrutineering checks for the top, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 cars. in qualifying. Yeah, good result. Would have been nice to be in pole, but second still really good. So.
So these just put timing at the end, Hamish, Turks, on that last set. No, I mean with pretty much no hybrid as well, that's pretty...
That's what I mean. I've not got 4 tenths. Not a chance. Sweating like a sweaty thing. It is hot!
It does favour the brave. You know, it's one of them circuits where, yes, a bit of bravery will get you a lap time out, but it might also lead to you being stood watching by about lap 3 or 4. You know, it's controlled aggression, I think, is the right word.
Josh Cook, first pole of the year, lines up at the front with Jake Hill alongside. Dan Camish third, his best qualifying of the year too, alongside Colin Turkington and then Ash Sutton.
There's not a lot of margin for error, especially sort of lap 1 when you're heading down there in the pack.
Round 7 of the Kwik Fit British Touring Car Championship from Thruxton is go.
You know, your heart's in your mouth at times, you know, because at that speed, you know, once the car's sort of loaded and pitched in, any kind of tap at that point, you know, I think quite quickly it can all go wrong from there.
Your interview with him, didn't he, about how to tackle the Campbell Crop Seagrave complex. Oh, and sideways goes one of the Fords. I think that's Camish. I think it's Camish.
Pit crew be ready for Dan. At the very least, we're going to be taking some grass out of this. What's the temperature?
Behind us, fast,
what you can do.
16.4.
There may have been a bit of contact involving Dan Rowbottom's Honda. Also, one of the Hyundais got involved in all of that and scooped a load of grass up. Potentially Tom Ingram.
Copy, we need to box then, box. Through no fault of your own, there's nothing you can do to control it. It's just grass that's left on the... after the guys have mown the grass, they just leave the grass behind and it just gets collected up. So you're stuck. As soon as that blocks your intake, there's nothing you can do. You've got to pit and get rid of it.
And Ingram is in the pits with a problem. Championship leader.
Don't forget, he got involved in that drama on the first lap.
You're
His
right.
was the Hyundai that's probably scooped up a load of grass. That's where they are at the front, look. So the temperatures will have been going sky high.
He had no option but to come in. Now he's just got to hope for a safety car and maybe pick up a few points later.
It looks like you are 29th, but when you cross the start finish, we'll find out for sure.
And all hail the king of Thruxton. Josh Cook takes the checkered flag to win for the 3rd time this year. He fends off Jake Hill, the margin 9/10 of a second at the end. Great defensive drive by Ash Sutton. He takes 3rd from Colin Turkington, Dan Rowbottom, and then Jason Plato.
Great job, mate. P21 at the end because Shedden dropped out. I mean, last lap was a 16.8, so the pace was awesome.
Maybe
Just one of them.
Maybe I shouldn't have positioned myself there.
Nah.
Could be an argument.
No, you were doing 2 of them on the outside.
Yeah, such a right. If I'd have backed off, we'd probably been fine as well. I almost had to go for it. We're like mega start.
Yeah.
Spot on positioning where we need to be.
We had the pace to win as well.
Did we?
Yeah. Second a lap quicker than all the front runners consistently every lap.
And I still had 3 laps of hybrid at the end. I thought,
Did you? Just save it.
I thought I'd rather keep some in the battery. Although stupidly, when I went for my fastest lap, I didn't use any hybrid, did I? Because I've been so trained for fast lap, you've got that hybrid. And then after that went, oh shit, I've got hybrid to use.
Balls.
So that's why the next lap was a 10th off, because they used hybrid.
So who hit Camish?
No idea, some
Oh mate, that sucks.
some works. Yeah, maybe I should have had a more sensible head on my shoulders, but I think
You didn't expect that though.
I
No one expected that.
No, you know, I've done that move 40 times over the years. Every time, never had any problems. It's only the fact that somebody tipped Camish into a spin. I don't know who it was. Somebody tipped Camish into a spin, and as he was coming across, I
Stuck.
had nowhere to go. Anyway.
And the next one.
Felt pretty good.
Move on.
Good start. Nice temperature.
I've always been a strong believer in that you make your own luck. However, this year I'm being proved wrong because Dan has just ended up in situations totally out of his doing.
What happened? Disaster at Thruxton is what happened. Race 1. and I sort of go to turn in and just get an almighty hit from the rear. Yeah, bit of a disaster. I mean, from my side, you watch the TV back and they're going to say it's 50-50 and it's a racing incident. Ultimately, all it's done is wreck my weekend. I was a lap down, puncture, start at the back, next one. With any luck and an almighty drive, maybe I'll get into the top 12 and maybe, just maybe, I'll get a bit of luck and we'll get some reverse balls. But to be honest, it just makes you wonder what's the point. You know, you can watch it. What's the point in trying to win a race on lap one? All it does is spoil someone's day, and today it's been my day. You kind of got to wonder where my luck's gone this year. At the moment, the championship's nothing but a pipe dream. I can forget that. I think I'm now here to try and win some races, and that's the best I think we'll do.
He wears his heart on the sleeve, so you know, but he knows it's not through fault of us or his driving. He just knows what, you know, he just knows we just need something to change, and it needs to change quickly.
Today at Thruxton, it's time to go racing. Lights go red, round 9 of the Kwik British Touring Car Championship is underway with a good start made by Adam Morgan, who storms round Plato, and Turkington goes with him. It's a BMW 1-2. Jake Hill is in the mix. Up Woodham Hill they come. Jake Hill is in the mix as well against Tom Ingram, and then the leaders flick through the chicane. There's the contact. Chilton gets into Jelly. But you see the way the BMWs are pulled away. Hill trying to find a way past Ingram. A drama there, that was Jake Hill getting involved with Ingram on the chicane.
Jake was up the inside but couldn't really stop the car.
Yeah, it was on TV, mate. Let's keep pushing, let's get going.
Point. Oh, Camish is on. What a disastrous weekend.
Oh.
There was contact from Aaron Taylor-Smith that turns the Ford around in the chicane.
Can't retire. We don't want to retire. We want manufacturer points.
Mechanical warning flag. Jake Hill, the left front corner, the bodywork, the wheel arch peeling off, and the back of it as well. But if that rips off and flies into the face of another car, it could be quite serious. So the scrutineers, they want that car in, they want that bodywork ripped off, send him back out into the race.
Must box it back, must box it back, please confirm.
They were catching the BMW. She gave it everything, and hats off to him.
Head down, mate, see if we get a safety car.
I'm annoyed really because the start was pretty sensible. Had a good start and into the first complex. You know, the race was going quite well after the safety car until I went for a move into the chicane. Got alongside, well, definitely got my nose in alongside him, and he just put me on the grass in the braking zone, and unfortunately we've crashed and banged into each other. And what that's meant is that I've had to come in then have my rear bumper ripped off due to the contact. So it's ruined my race. Just a bit deflated really, because we've had such a good day. We've had 2 second places, which is fantastic, and yet all my rivals have done very well in that last race, and we're not scoring. So I'm just deflated really, because it's been a good day and it's ended on a low, which is never ideal.
Over the course of 30 races, 30 races is a long season, 10 weekends, and you can't win every weekend and you can't win every race, so you have to take the rough with the smooth. And I think what's key from a psychological point of view is to always look forward and to not let those instances get you down. If it happens too often, especially at the start of the season, it's difficult, because you're just facing an uphill battle to come back from that.
Oh, race 3 done and dusted. It was fairly busy. It was difficult though. I mean, this place is both fantastic and also enormously frustrating. I saw Jake had a bit of a run coming out of church, coming up Woodham Hill into the club chicane. Checked in the mirror again just before I hit the brakes, got on the brakes, and the next thing I know, Jake's come up the inside and we've made contact. So I think whatever goes on it is a bit late. Whilst I'm on the brakes, my car can't move. I can't suddenly change direction of my car. So I think it was just a bit late, to be honest. I think he ended up getting caught on the grass on the inside as well, which locked her right front and bounced into us. So I had to take avoiding action, bounce across the inside of the chicane and keep going, but it didn't help both of us. But I don't think Jake really needed to do it. He seemed to have good pace. He was keen to get past, I think, keen to try and make a move and get gone, but got to the end. But there we go. That's the story of the Jake Hill incident. How's that for you? I've got a terrible track record at Alton. I don't know what happens. Every year I turn up to Alton, disaster strikes.
And that's Colin Turkington.
End up getting caught up in incidents and all that sort of stuff. So I'm hoping, however many years of going to Alton Park and getting bad luck or just general chaos, I come back fighting, I think.